guys, Petit Pen here, and today we're watching my July Bujo setup. Now I know it's super late, I was supposed to finish editing at the beginning of July, but a lot of unexpected things happened and I wasn't able to finish it until the last week of August. So while I'm sketching my cover page, let me introduce myself. I am a bullet journal enthusiast from the Philippines. I have an Instagram account where I've been posting my setup since August 2020, though I've been bullet journaling since 2019. Like a lot of people, I was inspired by the Queen, Amanda Rachel, of course. If you'd like to see more of my work, head on to my Instagram, that's at Petit Pen. So my theme for this month is bread. I really love bread. I mean, who doesn't? I was inspired by these illustrations I saw on Pinterest. It was super cute and I just knew I had to make it part of my bujo. Side note, I'm really sorry for the harsh shadows if they bother you. It's my first time doing overhead filming and I haven't quite mastered lighting yet. I just used a regular desk lamp and I couldn't really adjust the direction or the brightness. So yeah, lots of harsh shadows. I guess it also doesn't help that I filmed this at night. So now I'm sketching this arch, which will be kinda like a window. It probably doesn't look like it, but I wanted to add something that looks like a brick oven, so it seems like the bread are freshly baked. Now I'm sketching this ribbon banner thing. That will be the header, which is where I'll put the name of the month, which is July. We're a few months late. So here I'm just drawing the faux calligraphy guidelines in pencil. So now I'm doing the line art for the bread. I'm using a Sakura Pigma Micron and 0.2. It really helps express all the fine details in the drawings, and there's a lot of small details here. If you're sketching along, take this as a sign to stretch your wrists right now. Mine almost cramped because I forgot to warm up properly. Still doing the line art here, but I made a mistake there. Oops. It's not too visible, I hope, and I can't really cover it up with a white ink because I'll be coloring it in later. For the bricks, I'm using my Tombow Fudenosuke brush pen because I wanted to add depth and variation. I like how the thick lines look for the bricks, and it's not too much. So now it's day 2 of my setup. It was raining a lot that day, so the place is just dark and there's no sun. I hope you all enjoy the very short ASMR. I live with family, so it's rare to have the place all quiet like that. And yes, my desk is part of a huge shelf. Bonus points if you recognize any of the prints on my wall. So I'm using my Crayola Super Tips in various shades of brown and one shade of yellow. I'm also using a couple of Tombow brush markers in the shades 942 and 991. I'm just going over some parts of the bread to give it some shadow and depth. Don't worry, it didn't bleed through. My bujo has really thick pages. Now I'm using my Prismacolor pencils to color in the bricks. I use the dark brown, Tuscan red, sienna brown, crimson red, and goldenrod pencils. I'm going in with a light gray Crayola marker for the tray to give it that fresh out of the oven look. And now I'm using my golden yellow Crayola for the monthly header lettering. Then I colored in the banner with my beige Tombow brush pen and going back in to outline because I thought it would make it pop. So for the background, I made a wavy checkered print. I didn't like how empty it looked at first, so I added color to bring more life into it. As you can see, I sketched out the guidelines first before going in with a marker. Moving on, I'm working on my monthly calendar. I like doing my monthly spread with just the horizontal lines for some reason. I feel like it makes it look more open. Once again, I'm using my 0.2 fine liner and a ruler because I cannot draw straight lines freehand. So for every day of the week, I thought it would be so cute if they each get their own little bread. So it's kind of like a bakery with bread baked fresh every day. I hope that makes sense. Again, I'm just using my markers to color in the bread. I actually don't know what these breads are called. I only know the croissant baguette and what I assume is a slice of cake. So sorry guys, OMG. I decided to put the bricks as a border around my calendar just to stay with the theme. I'm using a 0.8 fine liner now, so it's much thicker than the lines in the calendar and it stands out. And then I used my gray Crayola super tips to color in the headers off camera. And then I used my colored pencils again for the bricks. Same colors, that's it. Now I'm writing the headers with the days of the week, and for the dates, I'm using my yellow mild liner for the circles and writing the numbers with my Pilot Acroball. I really love writing with this pen because it's so smooth and it comes in pretty colors. Of course, can't forget the wavy checkered background, only this time I'm filling it in with my mild liner instead of my Crayola markers. I actually don't know why, but I just switched it up for some reason, but it turned out okay, and I like it. Okay, so moving on to my habit tracker. I had already pre-sketched it beforehand, so now I'm just doing the line art. For July, I decided to track 4 habits, which are taking my vitamins, regularly exercising and cleaning up my space, and practice drawing. I decided it was time I started improving. On the next page, I'm sketching out the details for my monthly highlights. It's where I list down the memorable things that happened that month that I want to look back on, even if it's just small things like trying a new pastry. I like making this spread because sometimes life just goes by so fast that we tend to forget the small things.
You told me don't be sad. Now I'm crying in my room all alone. Tears on the notebook, writing this song. While I think about you. About you. I still think about you. Tired of telling myself I'm not in love with you. So I tried to find love online. Took your advice, passed the time, and every face I see reminds me of you.
So as you can see, I can't really freehand straight lines. I tried and it just came out so wonky, but you know what? I'm keeping it in.
Now I'm crying in my
Okay, so now I'm doing my weekly spread. Of course, this was the perfect opportunity to use this quote. Let's get this spread! What more can I say? It just fits so perfectly.
I still think about you. Tired of telling myself I'm not in love with you. And I still can't find the answers. Why can't I get over you? And I think I've had too much to drink, so I'll just tell the truth.
So before I did the background, I just put some washi tape for a perfect border. It's a regular straight checkered pattern this time, so I gotta use my ruler.
Now I'm crying in my room all alone. Tears on the notebook, writing this song. While I think about you. About you. I still think about you.
Now I'm going back on my lettering, just giving it some shading and extra details to make it stand out.
Tired of telling myself I'm not in love with you.
For the individual days, I'm making this rectangle with an arch on top, kind of like a slice of bread. And like actual bread, the slices aren't even, lol. Anyways, my hands were really shaky because I had to draw from a weird angle because my filming equipment was in the way. I got comfortable halfway though, so that's why the right page looks better than the left one. At the bottom of the spread, I filled in the extra space with this boxy pattern just to add something extra that's still in theme.
While I think about you.
And now I'm writing the days of the week with my Crayola Super Tip marker. I also filled in the numbers off camera with a white pen. And that is it! Now let's see the final flip through of my July setup. There's some small details that I added off camera just to give it a little something. Learning to make a Bujo setup on camera was definitely a challenge, and much more so the editing. I edited this video by myself. I learned a lot actually. Maybe next time I'll do better. I mean, this is just my first one.
Things that never changed. Remember the day
Hopefully you all stay tuned for my next video. Bye!
my toothbrush